Hi guys and welcome back again to the TechTech YouTube channel. In the rush of a growing number of GTX 950 models, it's a bit hard to find ones that stand out. On that note, we would say that the new Gigabyte's Xtreme Gaming edition of GTX 950 is definitely not an example of that usual offer, which is sort of obvious on account of the product name. This is a new direction for Gigabyte in regards of another sub-branding, as this Xtreme Gaming label was first introduced with this model. The box is a bit bigger than your usual example of GTX 950 packaging. The front side only shows the name of the card, but on the back you can see a quick overview of the most important features, one being the color LED illumination of the WindForce logo and a layout picture of the video outputs. Opening up the box, in it for bundle you'll find a DVI to VGA adapter, an Xtreme Gaming badge, some quick start guide, and of course the graphics card itself. Size-wise, the Xtreme Gaming edition of the GTX 950 isn't that much different from the WindForce 2X OC model which we just recently reviewed, and actually it really can't be, as that same cooler is also used here, but with few aesthetic and technical changes. As you can notice, the most obvious change was visual redesign of the cooler's outer shell, where we now have some few new details like this silver stripe and Xtreme Gaming badge on the top. The shell itself unfortunately is also made out of plastic, just like the WindForce 2X OC version. Moving along, on the side of the card you can also see an addition of a glowing WindForce logo, which actually lights up in 7 different colors, and you'll see later on how. Beside it you can see 2 signs, silent and stop, which also glow in white color when the fans are working in passive mode, usually while idling. Since we are already on the card's side, you can probably notice that beside 2 90mm fans and aluminum heatsink, we also have a presence of heat pipes, which is actually a new technical addition to the cooler itself, as the original WindForce 2X OC version of the card doesn't have it. One thing that the WindForce card also doesn't have is the metal backplate, which Xtreme Gaming version nicely implements throughout the whole PCB surface, and that somewhat helps in cooling it off better and makes it more rigid. Although it's a bit of an overkill, even if you plan to do some overclocking, the card is powered with one 8-pin PCI Express power connector. Of course, we also have one SLI bridge connection for multiple graphics card configuration, up to 2-way SLI, while for video outputs we have a reference design with 3 display ports, one HDMI and one DVI, and a little bit of differently designed exhaust grille. We put the card onto our testing rig and run through some of the usual benchmarking software and games. As you can see, the GTX 950 Xtreme Gaming version outperforms the GTX 950 WindForce 2X OC edition on account of its even higher GPU clock speed, or to be more precise, over 100 MHz more on the boost clock than it. Other than that, as we already concluded with the GeForce GTX 950 in general, this series is the golden middle when it comes to 1080p gaming. It can cope with everything you throw at it, even in cases when you set your graphics card settings to high as possible. Looking at the temperatures, in idle we have a bit higher number, as the card's fans are off if the GPU is below 55 degrees Celsius. After that the card turns on the fans, and with it doesn't cross over the 60 degrees Celsius mark, but stays just below it. Some games don't even turn on the fans, and generally, since the temperature difference between fans being on or off is really small, the card is constantly running in between those two states of passive and active cooling, ramping down and up the fans, which can be a little bit annoying, especially on an open test bench. On the other hand, at least they are very quiet when working. As we said, the color of the WindForce logo can be changed into 7 different colors, and although you can control the lighting effect through the GeForce Experience control panel, you cannot change the color also. For that you have to download the Gigabyte's OC Guru software, and amongst other options which it brings, you can also do the color change over it. Thank you guys once again for checking out our unboxing and review of the Gigabyte GTX 950 Xtreme Gaming Edition of graphics card. Feel free to give us a thumbs up if you like this video, leave a comment down below if you have any questions about the product, and of course, if you would like to see more content like this, you can subscribe to our TechTech YouTube channel, or you can check out our other videos from before.